Hello guys and welcome back. This is Mr. Siege. Now today I've made a compilation of a lot of the times I was swarmed in the recent KVK, which obviously is still ongoing, so I'm getting swarmed even as we speak probably. Now with Siege you get left around and you have 8 seconds to take down that tower, so that can be very difficult to get away, and through these swarms you'll be able to see that just a split few seconds makes a huge difference. And then sometimes you just don't have time to take your tower down, you just leave them up and you do the best you can do with the situation you've got. And as you can see from a lot of these, when I've got reports on, the reports turn bad very, very quickly. So in some of these, we start off in good positions and then people just appear out of nowhere. Like this one, a load of people appeared from the right. Sometimes you don't notice them, you're watching the people you're fighting currently. You can't just leave them in one position all the time. There's a lot of moving about to be done. Now this is when the fort was being built. Now if you haven't seen my last video, there was all the footage pretty much from the first 8 hours or so of fighting that but I did take some snippets out like these swarms, and obviously to make a different video. Now I've got other videos coming up, so look out for these. Now this is Swarm 3. A guy pops out the city with a load of marches and swarms at John straight down. Now John is not tanky at all. John and Stephen, that is. He tends just to get, when you swarm him down, he's just gone in a few seconds. So yeah, something just to look out for. If there's a John on the field, go for him because he dies very, very quickly in a swarm situation. Swarm 4, we were in a great position. We were looking like this fight could be the perfect ball fight. I'm right towards the back of the ball, and then everybody just disappears. They just drop back, all gone, and in a couple of seconds, my marches are just overwhelmed. I did manage to get Margaret and obviously Gorge Marder away, but again John took the brunt of it and he got swarmed down yet again. Now Swarm 5, again we were looking like in a decent position. In fact, no one was really around. You know, I'm not in a great position for fighting as such. We're sort of waiting for the ball to come back, although I'm on enemy territory. But a guy comes out, targets John, and John is gone yet again. Now, targeting someone like Garja, I'd have a bit more chances. A lot of a healthier march. Garja with Babo, of course. And again, another terrible John Stephen report. So, Swarm 6. Again, we're hiding behind cities, but there is a big ball coming up now. Now, we can try and get away, but at 8 seconds with 3 siege marches, it's not like you're running one march in the field where you can hop into a city. Sometimes you just got to take the brunt of the attack. Now Swarm 7, similar situation. Our ball sort of disintegrated and they push straight through, and the first thing they do then is just attack all the towers. You know, they're the ones that are left over. I guess they're all playing dot mode, and those are the nearest marches to them, and they're just trying to slaughter us. So John again died. Margaret went this time too, and Gorge and Marder just about managed to get away with an inch of his life, and I did set him up even though he's only got a little bit of health left, so kind of pointless. But then they're just literally running through the cities now. A really tough time for siege towers when those balls are moving backwards and forwards all the time. Now Swarm 8, totally my fault. Sending my marches back out again, saw the screen flashing, and my Gorge and Marder march had walked straight into the enemy ball. Obviously I sent him out to my ball, which had obviously moved away in a totally different position, and he was just swarmed down completely. Obviously that would have been an absolutely horrendous report. Swarm 9 actually wasn't too bad, so I'd done some fighting, and I actually set up my towers because I saw a group of people, well probably one guy, coming towards me, and you know, they're well in our territory, and I knew there was a few people coming out of cities and stuff like that, and I actually managed to, you know, pull off a decent enough report, but he thought he had me there. Well, I'll say decent enough report. You know, we survived. This is probably the only swarm I've shown you that I'm actually going to survive. But yeah, actually not too bad results as a whole, because of the other reports, of course. Now, Swarm 10, we were actually going to target this Narcissus on the right, but other towers were dealing with him. Again, try and take out those towers if you can. Now, the balls are looking really even. I thought this could be a good opportunity yet again, and how I was wrong. So they're actually pushing us back very, very slightly, hard to see. And this just takes so much practice being a siege player of when to get your troops back or when to stay and fight, because those couple of seconds, like I said, can make a massive difference. You can either stay in position and you're going to get good results, and if you manage just to push them back a little bit more each time and hold them off, your siege marches are going to trade tremendously well. You don't want to take them down if you can help it, because you want to keep that rage going, and obviously those active skills firing off and hurting the enemy. But they love to target your siege marches, and there they are again, targeting my siege marches, and you know, it's then all gone in seconds. Everyone disappears, and I think that's what you burn a flag, and then everyone goes to refresh very quickly. And it's just, I guess it's just learning when to take your troops back. Swarm 11 again. They're just coming in really fast here, totally just targeting me this time, which is fair enough. You know, get rid of them towers. John's taking the brunt of it yet again. He's just obviously too slow at getting away, I don't know, but he's very weak as well in a swarm situation. Now this one, I actually tried to take out Turbo over the other side of the river. You know, a bit of siege on siege fighting here. Now I'm going to release a video on some siege and siege fighting, because I think it's very important. You know, you need to try and do as much as you can. Put them towers off coming back, especially if you're a decently strong siege player. But what I didn't notice is a group of guys coming over to swarm me down, and that was the end of my march again. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is me, Mr. Siege. Bye bye.